Blessings and welcome. I am Tuesday May Thomas, and this is your weekly Tarot Energy Forecast for February 17th through February 24th of 2018. I use the Osho Zen Tarot, and I want to thank all of the new subscribers for hopping on. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone at the 4D Trinity community. Every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I live stream with my show 4D Trinity, where we bridge fourth dimensional consciousness through the unity of mind, body, and spirit. If you're into metaphysics, if you're into alternate ways of thinking, into quantum sciences, and all sorts of healing modalities, and understanding the parallel dimensions that you exist in, and really how to master your time and space on many different levels, come and join us. And we always do a little segment on A Course in Miracles as well, so if that's of interest to you, check it out. There's plenty of reruns. I will put a link to the 4D Trinity playlist right here, and you can browse for yourself. So let's get into it. Now, what I'm guided to do is I'm guided to shuffle, but then to just pull cards from the top, which we've never done. We usually are guided to cut them in 2 or in 3. So let's just take a nice deep breath and call in our angels, our guides, our ascended masters, all those divine loved ones, those light beings who love us. We call in your divine wisdom, and we thank you. We thank you for opening the way for the most high and divine messages to bless us. And I call in all of my animal totems. I welcome you to call in all of your animal totems, your spirits as well. And I thank you, Great Spirit, for channeling your messages through me, that all beings that are guided to watch this video receive the most intuitive divine downloads and insights that truly serve their path, and that I may be truly served at this time too. I thank you so much. Okay, we had a few fall out. We'll definitely use those, but it's telling me to keep shuffling. We're so very grateful. We bless this reading with our hearts. Thank you so much, all of our angels, all of our guides that are here every week with us and constantly, really all the time with us, helping to lead the way, helping to guide the way. We thank you, we thank you, we love you, we bless you. Ooh, okay, I'm getting to do like a Vegas shuffle. Let me do a little. And 2 more, it's saying. My little Vegas shuffle. Very fancy. And 1 more. Right. Now from the top, here we go. Flowering. Oh, powerful. Awareness. Powerful. Participation. Incredible. The miser. Yep, there she is. You know, I was feeling her this week. Rebirth. Okay, so are we popping out of the cocoon this week or what? Integration? I don't know. It looks like we're still metamorphosizing. Comparison, that's a card of the mind. We still have the burden on our back. Man, oh, friendliness. Thank goodness for good friends, family, and support systems. And here we go. Here's the success card. Here is the success card. Now I'm going to draw. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, this is so exciting. So I was like, let me just draw 1 or 2 more. So these 2. Right before I started recording, I was doing a little pre-shuffle, getting ready and everything, and these 2 popped out onto the floor, beyond illusion and completion. And the wisdom, the guidance of the cards said, if these 2 pop out for today's reading, that means the cocoon is fully opening and we are ready to like take off, to like spread those wings and fly. And then followed by the transformation card, which is so perfect. So we've got a lot to go through. Let me set these up. And just in case you did not see last week's reading, we've had so many weeks of this transformational process happening. And the theme has been that we've been in a cocoon. Oh, there's 2 here that I didn't see that they're also here. Receptivity and playfulness, the male and the female aspects. This is so beautiful. So we've been in this cocoon, and we've been in preparation mode for this takeoff, for this liftoff, and these eclipses have been just so massive and such a huge part of our transformation. And of course, we had this solar eclipse yesterday, and I know it really got to me. Like, oh yes, so let me put a link to last week's tarot reading right here, so you can check it out if you'd like. It's like it's a total fortune, because everything that came up in it, I totally went through. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And I was total, as I call it, grumple stillskin. There was a few days there where I just really, I forgot that I don't need to have all the answers. I forgot, and I forgot that time isn't real. And I forgot that, the one thing I learned is that when it feels natural, that's when it's time to do it. And now, granted, you have disciplines, maybe going to the gym, and it may not feel natural to go, so you have to push yourself to do it. And I think what I'm talking about is like there's a creative momentum, and I know for me that it's very challenging for me to force it. It's like a flow thing, and it taps me on the shoulder or activates in my heart, and I'm like, okay, it's time. Let me set up. We're in. Here it goes. And I make myself, just prepared and ready for it to flow. Yet there's times where you have things on your list, and for your creative projects what you need to get done, and you start chipping away, but you're not feeling it. You're not in it. But you're doing it because you gotta, that's what you do. That's what your divine guidance is. And I was getting so impatient because I was like, oh, I'm tired and I really don't want to do this right now. I was being total grump and cranky. And my higher self said, then don't do it. Then don't do it right now. Just stop where you are and go read a book, or go lay outside in the sunshine a bit and take your book out there, or whatever. But don't do this right now with that kind of energy. And by the way, my higher self is all, didn't you say that you wanted more time to just be and relax? And I was like, yeah. And it's all like, hello, it's right here, right now. The whole reason why you feel grumpy and tired and irritated and not really into doing this project is because it's not time to do that project. It's time to relax. There's no other things on your list of to-dos, so take some time out and give back to yourself. And it was just such a hit the reset button for me. And then as soon as the eclipse came, I was like, la, like everything, it was hitting the transformation level, where it's like, okay, I get it. I don't need to worry about anything. Nothing really matters except love, It's like, okay, it's all good. Reset. And this is what she's about. Our first card, flowering. She is the centerpiece of love. She knows love. She is love. She gives love. She receives love. And this is you, and this is me. And this is our feminine principle guiding us this week. And participation is the masculine principle. And there's a few pairs in here that we will bring forth. Participation is a card of fire. And look at these 4 directions. So this card is saying, activate yourself. Right, there's a prayer. Marianne Williamson says it all the time. That there are angels ahead of us, angels behind us, angels to either side of us, angels above and below us. And so this is the idea with this. It's like sending out your prayers this week for your launch. It's like, and it might be a launch of a product or of a new you or whatever it might be. But in fact, that's what it is. It's the launch of you deciding to leave the cocoon. It's the launch of that cocoon finally opening enough where you can have that choice to actually spread your wings and fly, and whatever that means to you. Whether it's, taking a class that you've never taken before. It's like taking a risk, taking a chance, and almighty, the bottom line is trusting that truth in your heart and what it guides you, and trusting your ability to know when to hold it, know when to fold it, know when to walk away, when to run. Like I knew for me with that project, I had started on it, I did maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I was like, I can't do anymore. I participated, and then it was time to just relax and receive and just remember love is the truth. Because I don't want to go into this situation being grumpy, being, where is she down here? Being miserly, holding back because I'm thinking in scarcity terms. I don't want to be her. When I create, I want to create from this energy of just like giving love, being love, remembering that the heart center is always the truth. It just is the truth. So this is definitely a huge sign of flowering, that our wings are ready to expand. It's time to open those wings out, to spread those wings and to see what color and what kind of markings, what kind of treading do you have on your wings? you know, as you begin to flutter them. And participation, it definitely is that, it is that source energy of, you know what it's about? Commitment. It's about commitment. So yes, there's a time to hold it. You know what? And the laziness card didn't come up. So it seems like we're out of that. We were like in this laziness net where we just kept like not participating, not getting our fire, our mojo going, and just sort of like pushing it under the carpet. Or there was a tendency to do that in different areas of life. But it's not here this week. So we've learned how to start taking those steps, those baby steps, those big steps, to those phone calls, those emails, those applications, whatever it is, getting your headshot together, getting your resume together, getting your, you know, your press kit together, whatever it might be. But this is it now, because the cocoon is open. You're ready to start like taking off. You don't know where you're going. You know that there's seeds in your heart that are saying, hey, send one to this person, contact those people over there, go here. And so you're just on the ride of it all, right? You're just saying, okay, right? Like that prayer in A Course in Miracles. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom, dear God? And God is source, is omniscient, is love, is light, is the all-present, is your Buddha nature, is the Christ consciousness, whatever name you want to give it, if the G word freaks you out. I know, it kind of freaked me out for years. I just never really used the G word until I got into A Course in Miracles. And now I've just realized that God is love. Okay, so we're moving into this new level of awareness. And remember last week was, you know, again, our mantra, meditate, meditate, meditate. Burn through the veils, burn, burn, burn through those veils of illusion that keep you stuck in your ego, which is all rooted in the limitations of time and space and of lack. That the ego is constantly showing us where we need to do more. It's constantly reaching for more and more and more on the outside, rather than taking a moment and being present and participating in what has already been created. And I know that's a thing for me, is often I just want to write a book and get to the next book and get to the next book. But like for all of us with any project that we birth, it's like a baby. It's like a baby. OMG. I never wanted kids. But now I have a couple of them. I have a couple books. And so there's this, we want to nurture the baby. We want to nurture the gifts that we bring into this world and allow it an appropriate environment whereby it can do its thing, right? So how can you nourish and fortify those gifts, those creations that you're bringing to earth or that you have birthed, so that as you begin to learn how to move your wings in the world and take off through this transformation, you will be able to share your gifts from a place that is truly illumined, that is enlightened, and that is full of awareness, and not bogged down by this energy. Comparison, right? Card of the mind and the burden, the card of the mind. And now, again, reviewing the burden, in this card, we've given our staff of power away. We are carrying someone on our shoulders, and we are going where they want us to go. We are doing what they want us to do. And it's not necessarily what we want to do, but unless we have a strong enough will to follow the truth in our hearts, then we can get sucked in to doing things the way other people want us to do them, or to doing things that are just completely not what we want to do, yet we do them because we're too afraid, or we're too lazy, or we're too scared and miserly, just holding on to our gifts so tight that we just don't want to share. Okay, so that's one thing to be very mindful of this week as we move out of this cocoon and begin to participate in our lives. Comparison. The bamboo can never be the oak tree, and the oak tree can never be the bamboo. So there's a million authors out there, right? There's a million actors out there. There's millions of artists. There's millions of screenplay writers. There's millions of upholstery makers. There's millions of landscapers, gardeners, whatever your skill is, right? There's so many other people out there doing that too. But let's remind ourselves that it's what you bring to the blessing, to the mix, right? Of your skills, of your art, of your craft, of your trade that you share in the world that makes it unique to you. And there is no comparison. There is no comparing you to anyone else. You are beautiful. You are perfect on your own. Be mindful not to get sucked into the comparing yourself to other trap. And you know, this happens when we are not, it's easier for comparison to happen when we're not following our own truth and going on someone else's path, right? When someone says, oh, you should do it like this, and you're like, okay, because I'm just too lazy to meditate and to really listen to my truth in my heart, even though I know I have a feeling that my truth in my heart is probably going to tell me to do something different than what they're saying. I'm just going to go along with it because it's easier. Because it's easier, and it doesn't take as much courage as following my heart will. And that's what that's what the brass tacks of this week's reading is it's all about commitment. So moving away from comparison, no one's ever going to be like you, and you're never going to be like anyone, and trust in that, because again, this rebirth is happening, ready or not. Those 3 cards, comparison, the burden, and now rebirth, are all cards of the mind. So thankfully, we're moving away from this dull camel energy that is just fully like dun 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 dun. Like, just again, this is that kind of energy where it's just like, oh, you want me to go here? I'll go here. Oh, you want me to wear that dress? I'll wear that dress. Oh, you think I should eat oatmeal at 8 a.m. every morning? I'll just eat oatmeal at 8 a.m. every morning. Oh, you say this is bad for me? Okay, you say this is good for me? Okay, it's like letting the world, letting others, letting people dictate your truth. And this card's all about like, rawr, like that lion is like, okay, and you know what? Because our wings are about to like take flight, and this cocoon is like, hello baby, I'm open, are you ready to come and play? We have no choice. You can't, the butterfly cannot stay in the cocoon. The butterfly cannot stay in the cocoon, baby. No, you're gonna have to leave the house and find your lion's roar. You know what you have from there though is that childlike innocence that comes back. That childlike innocence. Once you find your strength and your power and your roar, then you're like, oh, I don't have to roar all the time. I don't have to like, rah, to make things happen. I can have fun, and I can resume a sense of innocence and trust in life. Very, very powerful. So where else are we going? Oh, so there's another card of the mind, postponement. Okay, so this is a big one. Why don't you feel ready? Why don't you feel ready for what's happening, for what you've called into your life? Some of you are going to decide to wait. Some of you are going to decide to stay in the cocoon, even though, because it's still livable. It's you could still habitate. You could still. It's almost like this next week. You could have the safety of that cocoon for a little while longer. You don't have to branch out right now. But it's also saying this week is like, it's totally ready for you. And this is the thing, is that it's up to you. It's up to you. What are you gonna do? Because it's up to you. Ooh, absolutely. And postponement is saying, okay, there's a few of us in this group that are gonna be like, nah, I'll do it next week. And there's no problem with that. There's no issues. There's nothing wrong with that. Yet, the reminder of this is that time is an illusion, and the only time there is now. And the sooner you allow yourself to move through the illusion of this frame that is keeping you away from the present moment, from all the astral beautiful colors, from your heart truth to experiencing them, which comes in simple ways. Again, it's just doing what feels natural in your heart, and it's doing it over and over and over again. And that's how we live the law of vibration. That's my new book, How to Manifest with the Law of Vibration When We Live from the Truth in Our Heart, versus just by using what we think in our mind would make us happy. You know, the subtitle to this book is Why the Law of Attraction Will Only Take You So Far and How to Surpass It. And it's really interesting because I had experiences where I used the law of attraction without heart, and I had really powerful, devastating results. And I've learned through being super humbled through the experience that the bottom line is that listening to your heart and honoring your heart, and just one little baby step of, breadcrumb at a time, that's where your real life is. That's where the true reality is. It's in you lighting your puzzle piece up. Now, this card is saying, of course, You can do it how you want to do it, right? We have our own free will. You can do it this week. I'm not sure what's going to happen next week, if the cocoon is going to dry up and kick you out, but you can still chill this week. But it's saying, take this time. If you're going to chill and not break out of the cocoon and you still feel like you need to put a few things in order in your inner butterflyness, that it's fine, yet understand while you're in there that you are indeed postponing it. And look at why that is and how you can use the why that is to bring yourself closer into how you can better serve yourself in this process. And often it's just letting yourself off the hook and trusting your process and, not being afraid of time, yet allowing yourself to show up when your guides, when your higher self, when the creative muse within you calls you. Very, very important. Now, we had this recently, integration. I think this is our third week in a row. So this is just ongoing, light and dark, male, female, the eagle, the swan, the snake eating itself, the cosmic rays, the Merkaba, the diamond, the holy grail within us all, the powers of masculine and feminine, everything being united. Fully true integration. This is a major arcana card. This is saying, we've had these couple of eclipses, like, it's enlightenment time, people. Show's on. It's time to be enlightened, And the truth is that you already are enlightened. Yet to live and embody that enlightenment, to live an embodied, enlightened life, what is it? It's about living from the truth in your heart, being playful, being receptive, creating the correct conditions, so that masculine and feminine energy can further ground itself through your being, so that fire and that water can dance through you and show you how easy it really is, so that it can show you how easy it is to live a life you love, one step at a time. Be gentle on yourself. Be gentle on life. Be gentle on others. Allow yourself to be humble. Allow yourself to practice patience and silence even from time to time. Allow yourself to meditate. Keep meditating, and this card shows us the waters. It makes me feel like going to the ocean is very powerful for some of us, getting into the pool, but using it as a very conscious, like, I'm accessing the energies of the waters and calling on that element and utilizing it. It could be using your bath time, Epsom salt bath, essential oils, bringing all your crystals into the bathtub with you, setting them up. There's been times where I've put flowers in the bathtub, scents and oils, light a candle, crystals, chant, get, ready for takeoff in there, because there is divine wisdom waiting to gift us. It's a very different transmission. The caterpillar, the transmissions that the caterpillar gets is on a different radio wave than the transmission the butterfly gets. And so let's not forget to keep our channels clear and to keep, and this was a thing last week, but it was about the keeping emotional balance in the cards. And this week it's the psychic balance, keeping your psychic balance, keeping yourself energetically clear and fluid, keeping the chi and the prana fluid and accessing water as a means to do that, even drinking plenty of water, extra water this week, okay? Now, this is just beautiful. So we're coming up to these last couple cards here, and this friendliness really is powerful, and it shows me that we have a deep, deep ally. We have someone on the path, on the road with us that has so got our back, and we might have even forgotten about them. We might have even forgotten, there's dear, dear friends that we don't see for many, many years, but we think of them, and we think of them with fondness, and you're aware of each other, and maybe you Skype like once a year or once every 2 years, but or FaceTime, right? But you know that you're both there and that you have deep love and respect for one another. Yet you don't see each other that often. Well, there's this resurgence, and there's a sense of both you reaching out to that person and writing a letter. And you know what it makes me think about? In my first book, The REIKI Apprentice, there's the first couple chapters. I'm at a rainbow festival living on the land in Greece, and then later one in Australia. And I made a very dear friend, a sweet sister named Lara, and we have been pen pals over the years. Do you know that it's been 20 years? 20 years. Well, and actually, to be true to the date, it will be later in the summer when it's 20 years to the month. But this was 1998, and this is 2018 now. 20 years we've been pen pals. And I've only seen her outside of the Greece rainbow and the Australian rainbow. I've only seen her once in New York in between all that time. Yet we write letters all the time. Isn't that beautiful? So, and I know it's my turn to write her a letter. So who can you write your letter to? Who is the good old dear friend that you want to touch base with? Or if they come to you and they want to touch base with you, make time for that. There's a healing, there's a grounding. It's important to be seen. Dear butterfly, you are no longer a caterpillar, and to have sacred others acknowledge you and see you, and to have those conversations with others who really get you and who support you emotionally especially, it is just such a healing. So be open to that energy this week. And oh my gosh, success. So this is a slam dunk. This is fully like us. This is us owning all of this stuff. This is us coming full circle and being like, I'm a butterfly, right? It's time. It is time. Now, and you can take this to wherever you want to take it. I know sometimes, even though we have dreams in our hearts, we can feel pressured by them. We can feel like, can I just do this in my own time? Why is this so hard? Why does this have to be so challenging? Yet the truth is, time doesn't exist again, and work on your projects as they feel natural to you. Yet keep participating, right? Don't give up. Keep participating. From all directions, above, below, either side, in front of you and behind you. Send out your prayers through whatever project that you're working on. Send your prayers out so that they circle the world, they circle the planet, they touch those people, those friends, those family members, those random people, pen pals or social media buddies that you know that perhaps live on the other side of the planet. Reach out. This is the week to reach out and to touch base with all those people that you know all over the world and claim your success. Show them your wings. Show them like, look, this is where I am at life. This is what's going on in my life. And in this way, you're going to bring them up to speed with who you are now and where you're at now. So maybe you have a newsletter or you do a blog, you have something, a social media site, whatever it is, a website even, a mailer. The sense of this is it's time for you to be recognized, yet there's a certain level of you getting to say, hey, I'm here. Look at my wings. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm creating. And all those people that love and support you being like, oh my God, congratulations. That is so awesome. We see you in a whole new light now. We can uplift you and hold space for you as this beautiful new version of yourself. Congratulations. Oh man, blessings. Yes. Woo! And then you start to create this network all around the globe, right? Even if it's just one person in Japan, and one person in Australia or one person in Mexico, if you don't even know people who live that far away, it doesn't matter. Extend your energy, reach out, because this is it. This is it. All this transformation we've been doing, oh my God, going from unconscious to conscious, going from sleeping to waking up, to that phoenix rising from the flame, cutting chains that have bound us, using our sword of discernment, using our higher self. What would my higher self say? What would my higher self do? The lotus leaf rising up from the mud, again, the yin and the yang. We are so transforming. We are so in the mode of this transformational process. And you know what, these cards, like I said at the beginning of the reading, they told me if they came up during the reading that it was on. So this signals the completion. The cocoon is now ready for you to leave. Beyond illusion is what is calling. These are your butterfly wings, enlivened and activated with your third eye vision. You see now in ways that you did not see before. Your fourth dimensional consciousness, or as my friend Will says, 4DC, which I love. Your 4DC is waking up, baby. And you know what? That's what allows you to fly. That's what gives you liftoff in your new pair of wings that you've created in this amazing cozy cocoon. So it's done. You're done. The completion part of the puzzle is being placed in, and now we're ready for a whole new adventure of self to begin. This is so absolutely powerful. I am so grateful to be here with you, to share all of this. This is just awesome. I thank you so much for all of your love and your support. Do go to my website and subscribe. The way you do that is you sign up to receive your free book from me called The Higher Self Blueprint of Mastery. And in that way, you receive a monthly newsletter from me. I'd be so happy to keep in touch with you and to keep you in tune. Also, in the Show More box, there is links to all of my books and all of my my Instagrams and stuff. So jump on out, follow me. I would be so very grateful. Thank you so much for everything. Namaste.